At exactly 10 a.m., as the beautiful sun peeks over the majestic Ozark Mountains, Old Man Radio lies peacefully asleep in his jammies. Cozy, warm, and as the good folks of Leadbelt put down that first cup of morning coffee, we dawn a new era in broadcast radio. Coming to you live from the flamethrower antenna atop the Flat River Chat Dump, this ain't your grandpappy's radio station. This dial stops for one station and one morning show only. Brought to you live from Southeast Missouri in the Barn Studio, here are the boys from The Barn Radio Show.
I ain't slept 7 days, haven't eaten 3. Methamphetamine has got a damn good hold of me. My tweaker friends have got me to the point of no return. I just took the lighter to the bulb and watched it burn. This 5% has got me here. Well, it's got me back in prison once again. I used my only phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie.
Hi, and welcome to the Barn Radio Show, live from the barn. What's up, boys?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ben? What's up, Chuck?
Not Chuck.
We don't know where Chuck's at.
That's kind of a shocker.
Yeah, where's Chuck? I thought he was supposed to be here.
Who knows? But we gotta sit in, at least for now anyway, until he shows up at whatever time he wants. We got Jason Teasley, also known as Bushwhack, from the Ashler Complex in Park Hills, Missouri. What's the number on the main street there?
It's 316 West.
316 West Main, the Ashler Complex, the old All Occasions Hall. New ownership taken, what, maybe, how long ago did you take ownership of it?
Bought it in beginning of June, so it's been about, 8-9 months now.
Well, we appreciate you joining us at the barn here today. Full disclosure, you are my cousin.
True.
Been that way for a long time.
Ever since I remember.
Yeah.
Or at least you remember.
Yeah, I always kind of joke that like half my friends are my family, so it's like they have to be my friends, I think. Right?
Otherwise, I'm out.
All right, we are of no relation.
No, we're not. But you and your brother are close.
Yeah,
you guys are like best buds.
We're close. Oh yeah, Brian. He's my dude.
And they're related too?
They are.
Yeah, yep. He's my dude. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a few days, but no, we always talk several times a week. And Brian's one of those guys. I don't know if you have his number. If you ever look down and he's called you, you better make sure you got time on your hands.
He's a talker.
Because that son of a bitch will talk. Good night. Yeah, you always gotta set time for that.
If you're in the listening audience and you follow the Barn Radio Show, you might be wondering where we've been these past couple weeks. And been a little busy and traveling with some barn things, but we mentioned your brother Brian. Talked to Brian often, but talked to Brian a lot last week. Had a little bit of a issue that you had to go into the hospital for, and he was kind of keeping us up to date, and your wife was as well. But it sounds like everything's good. You got a clean bill of health?
Yeah, surprisingly. I woke up last Thursday morning, and man, my heart was doing funny stuff, and I told my wife, I said, something just ain't right. And of course, her first thing was, we gotta get to the emergency room, and I'm like, come on now. So a neighbor friend of ours, she's a nurse, and so she came down and she agreed with her that, yeah, we need to get you down. So long story short, went to the ER. I had, I don't even know how it's put. It's called AFib, right? And so it's where your top part of your heart's doing funky things, and it's just all out of whack, but your bottom heart's still trying to pump regular. And so then your heart gets to beating real fast for no apparent reason, and just oddball heart rate. So I was in the hospital on, let's see, was that Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. And then that Friday morning, I went in and they basically shocked with like an AED paddles, shocked my heart back into rhythm. And doctor said, the cardiologist said, I'll see you in a couple weeks. So he said, go back to doing what you're doing. He said, laying around's the worst thing you can do. You need to keep your heart beating at a normal rate, keep an eye on it, and go back to your regular diet. And I said, you have no idea what my regular diet is.
Yeah, Doc, let's talk about that diet.
Yeah. But no, he said it was all right. I'm a little young for it. It's usually happens in older. It's a common thing for people's heart, but not for a 43-year-old. And they're having a hard time finding out what actually caused it.
So when you hear a lot about people having heart problems, it's usually congestion, right?
Right, heart disease.
Whereas
right.
this is something different. It's
Right.
almost like a condition, maybe?
Yeah, I guess I don't. And they had zero answers for me. They ran a ton of blood tests, checking for this, and we're going to run some more tests, check for this. And they came back with nothing. So they called it lone AFib. And that's basically, they said it just happened. And we don't have a reason behind it. So.
Well, you hear about a defibrillator.
Right.
Right. This is like what jump starts, I guess, the heart with the AFib.
Right.
Are we making things up? Or
I don't know. I think we're just throwing fib around there a whole lot. But yeah, so no, I'm good. Yeah, they got me back going. So I'm good to go.
We're glad. We got a text. You sent us a text and said, hey, I'm getting ready to be admitted into the hospital, might go in the ICU. I'm like, well, that sounds serious. I don't know much, but I know that sounds pretty serious.
Well, because I didn't know, for the longest time. So I didn't go in the ICU per se. I did just go in a regular room, had it to myself. Got my wife was, she's an angel, and she slept in the chair right by my side.
Oh, sweetheart.
So yeah, I've got to watch college basketball, and it was our man. Hospital food's come a long way too, man.
Really?
Hospital food was on point. It was on point, I'm telling you.
What hospital were you at?
Parkland in Farmington.
Shout out Parkland Hospital.
Yeah, man, they were great. They were great from the cardiologist all the way down to housekeeping. It was top-notch care, man.
Well, we're glad everything's good.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back.
Glad to be back, man. Glad to be back.
The doc said go back to regular activities. I don't think he fully understands.
I don't either.
The sometimes abuse that you take here and your heart takes here.
And I didn't tell him either. I didn't say my friends are jerks and they don't treat me right, but no, it was cool.
I just assumed the doctor was a guy, I guess.
Yeah, he was.
A very sexist thing to do, really.
It was. I didn't think about it, but yeah, he was a guy, and that was sexist. Yeah, both of them.
We're glad to have you back. We're glad to be back on the air. We missed being on air, but we've also been pretty busy, and I think we'll talk about that coming up in a few more segments. But this is the Barn Radio Show, live from the barn. We got Ben back. He's healthy. He's all good. If you're in this area, Park Hills, Missouri, Farmington area, Southeast Missouri, you're going to go there, book all your events. What's the number there to get a hold of you, Bushwhack?
573-701-8019. You get me?
Check that out for your booking needs, your event needs. You have 2 levels, or basically kind of 3 levels, right? Tell us a little bit about the building.
Yeah, there's a lot of people don't know this. I try to get eyes on it as much as possible. Some people come in and everybody's seen the downstairs. You've been to a wedding reception there. You've been to a shower or a party there. And then I say, hey, have you guys seen the upstairs? And they're like, what, you mean the bathrooms and the kitchen? I'm like, no. There's a whole nother floor. There's a whole nother hall up here that people don't know exists. So we do have 3 levels. There's a little kitchen area right up from the downstairs hall, which is the mezzanine, has a bathroom, kitchen, DJ booth, and then upstairs there's a stairway on the back of the building. There's a stairway inside the building, and there's a whole new set of rooms and up there, and a whole big hall that's very different than the downstairs one.
I think a lot of people, when they think about rental halls, they probably think of weddings and wedding receptions and those types of things, which you can obviously accommodate. But I think even recently you had some like work conferences and some trainings there as well.
Right. Yeah. In this business, everybody calls me once a Saturday. Every single one. There's only 52 of them a year, and some of those aren't very desirable. So we got to get those weekdays filled up, and that's probably going to come from businesses. So we have a projector, we have a 75-inch smart TV. We can do your meetings there. I used to live in meetings, so I'm pretty good at those. But we need to expand to different things. We've had a game show, we've had a murder mystery dinner, we've had celebrations of life, we've had obviously birthday parties and showers and all that stuff. We have a retirement party. We've had a class reunion, so we gotta expand and I gotta help you guys think of all those things that you can use it for.
Right.
Because if you have less than 200 people, we are definitely an option for you, and we can accommodate you.
prime spot. I mean, we've talked about this a lot on air, is that the revitalization of downtown Park Hills. We're around the same age. We grew up together. Downtown Park Hills, especially Main Street, was the happening spot when we were young kids, right? And there for a while, it didn't seem to be that way, but now it seems with all the new businesses popping up and everything that's going on in Park Hills and Leadington as well, it's the hot spot right now.
Yeah, you were too easy on them. When they quit the cruising, Park Hills was dead. After dark, there were no cars there. There's nobody there. There's no businesses open. There was nothing, right? And that was just, 10 years ago, maybe a little more than that. I don't know. But now, especially the slaughterhouse across the street, they bring people from Farmington to Park Hills, which I didn't think could happen.
That takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Yeah, you got to have something good to bring them all the way over here in this drive-by city that we
And we've had some of the people part of that. You know, Tiffany Wright with Copper Fox Contrived has come on air. We did a small business segment, not on the radio show, but on some of the podcast stuff that we've done. Obviously, Chris Holsey is a big part of that, and the Holsey guys. One of our sponsors, the Bullpen, which I know is a little bit further down. But the Sand Trap, which we're going to be at next week. The Underground, yes, Park Hills Underground, which we're getting ready to throw an event for. So Park Hills is where it's at, man. I moved to Farmington, and then Park Hills just pops off, I guess. But we know this is a national radio show, so there's like 3 people that knows where these places are.
Right. My wife's one of them. She's like, okay, goddamn, I know about Park Hills.
Yeah. Let me tell you the history about Park Hills, Missouri. Flat River, Missouri, Furlan Husky. This is the Barn Radio Show live from the barn. We're glad to be back. Thanks for sticking around for us, and we'll be back after this. After these messages, maybe? After this. Welcome back to the Barn Radio Show, live from the barn, Southeast Missouri, courtesy of Country Talk, Dirt Road FM.com, and Country Chord, I think, as well. We're somewhere. Find us online every Wednesday morning, and then the replay on our YouTube channel, the Barn Media Group on YouTube. Boys, we had some baseball.
Man, finally. Jeez.
You count down the days.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a baseball fan, probably at I'd say a 7. Where would you put yourself?
I mean, I'm probably, I would say I'm not a 10. I'm not going to, a 9.
9.
A 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a 9. Hard 9.
What about you, Wack?
Well, I'd say I was around a 7 before COVID. And after COVID happened, that wasn't real baseball, I didn't think. I kind of got turned off. I haven't really gotten back into it.
Yeah, that 2020 season was hard to watch. That was a hard watch, but now, you know, all these new rules, you know, the shift and the pitch clock and the bigger bases, man, I'm all for them.
You like
all
it?
for them. I love them. Love them.
So it's a small sample size, but so far, I'm not sure, man. It's just like, it feels so rushed. Like, and I got a question for you. How does the pitcher know? Because I didn't see all the stuff I was watching.
Right.
I didn't see like where the pitcher could see what the time was.
Right. It's off camera.
Okay, but it's
right
within visual range.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right off camera.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just seemed rushed. It seemed a little rushed to me. And I know that's one of the complaints of baseball. It's so slow, over 3-hour games and those kinds of things. So maybe I think once they get it, you know, refined a little bit better, or a little bit smoother, it'll maybe be better for me. But so far, I'm not sure.
I mean, I just think they had to do something, man. They had to do something. These games were taking so long. And I think it's really a handful of pitchers that I think that really ruined it for everybody. Right. And the Cardinals had one of those pitchers, Giovanni Gallegos. I mean, he would spend, you know, a minute 15 between pitches. I mean, between one pitch and the next, it'd be a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And there was no, there's no penalty for it. He could step off the rubber as many times as he wanted. He could go back to the rosin bag as many times as he wanted. It just wasn't good baseball. It was hard to watch. They had to do something. I think the times are pretty short though. 15 seconds when nobody's on base. So if nobody's on base, it's 15 seconds between pitches. That's how long the pitcher has once he receives the ball. That seems a little quick.
Yeah.
I could see them adjusting that to 20 or 25 seconds maybe. But I like it. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think you had to do something.
So how long is the game now?
It has decreased, at least spring training.
They said spring training dropped like 36 minutes.
Well, that's significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you can tell by watching it. Except yesterday's Cardinals game, or Monday's Cardinals game, I guess, or Thursday. God, what is today?
But I don't know. Get that defib out or whatever. your heart skipped a beat, and so did your brain. I think
I need a defib or something. But yeah, the
Cardinals.
God, now I forgot what I was going to say. God, man,
the Cardinals opened up at home.
Yes, they did
against the Blue Jays.
Yes, they did.
And I watched every single pitch of that game.
I almost did.
Talk about a frustrating game. As a Cardinals fan, talk about a frustrating game because these guys, the Blue Jays, I know they're a good team. They're a good team, but it's not like they were hitting the cover off the ball.
No,
it was little bloops here and there.
I know it,
but it was like perfectly timed hits that really made a difference.
Right.
But it went so back, and it was a good game.
Right.
It just that hurt. That loss kind of hurt.
It was like I was listening to the radio this morning, and Randy Carricker, my guy Randy Carricker, love Randy in the morning. He said that if that would have been a playoff game, that may have gone down as the greatest playoff game in baseball history.
Oh wow. So back and forth, one run,
and don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
don't. So
well, what was it? 15 runs scored or something?
Well, wasn't it
7 maybe?
Or was it 9-8?
Yeah, maybe.
What was it? I mean, there's a lot of runs scored.
The shift, not having the shift, definitely changed that game.
Where's Chris Carpenter at now? Not Chris. Matt Carpenter.
Matt Carpenter.
He would hit 500 if they didn't have the shift.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He totally ruined his career. Mm-hmm. Totally ruined his career.
Yeah. He's got one of the biggest gripes with all this stuff, probably more than anybody. But I went to the game.
You did?
We played a little hooky, me and my daughters and my nephew and myself. I had never been to an opening day, and if you're not from St. Louis, I don't think all the ballparks are like this, but opening day in St. Louis at Busch Stadium is an event.
Yes.
It's something I think every Cardinal fan should do. It's sort of one of those things where you should see a Cubs weekend, or you should watch a game, whatever that list is that people like to kind of put together. If you're a Cardinals fan, these are the things you should do. That's definitely one of them.
Right.
And somebody we were talking about, might have been your brother. Somebody recently was talking about it. Or Micah maybe. He's like, "You never been to opening day?" And I was like, "No, I've never been to one." It just kind of worked out. The weather was going to be nice, and I was like, "Man, these kids would probably like to skip school and go to a ball game, and I'd like to skip work and go to a ball game." So that's what we did, and we had a blast, man. It was one of the best days ever.
Sweet.
Probably one of my best days ever was the Cardinals winning the World Series in 2006.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or 2011. Remember that year too?
Yeah. Yeah. So 2006, we were technically there for the win, but kind of not. So, the World Series tickets are ridiculous. $1,200 or maybe even more.
Right.
So we watched from a parking garage with a little transistor radio up like a block away. Kind of, we could see like maybe a quarter of the field or whatever, but it was a party. So we ripped it up after that.
But no, glad to have baseball back. Because it's a long time between the Super Bowl and opening day of baseball season. There's unless you're a college basketball fan, which I am, but still, I'd much rather watch football or baseball. And so that 6 weeks or so between the two, it starts to wear on you.
Yeah, glad to have it back.
Yeah,
I am interested to see how this season plays out, if the numbers are going to be different, if the steals are going to be different, the runs. I mean, Again, super small sample size, but it's kind of looking that way, even with spring training stuff.
Can we go back to something that happened last night? Not a lot of people saw because it was in Los Angeles. Did you happen to see what happened in the Dodgers game last night?
I did, yeah. They put his gravestone right there, in the middle of the field.
Do you want to talk about it, or you want me to?
Please.
All right. So last night, I just saw it this morning. Evidently, a fan ran out on the field, and what better way to propose to your girlfriend than to run out on the field at Dodger Stadium and get down on your knee right in the middle of center field. So he gets down, everything's on video now. So, there was 100 different shots of this guy doing it. So he jumps the fence, goes down in center field, turns around, gets down on one knee, and holds this ring up. And as he does, he gets smoked by security. It was a Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah.
I mean, I was mad at the guy because I don't like people charging the field, like getting on the field like that, even if it is for a proposal. But man, that guy got smoked.
What's his thought? I did see it. It was hilarious.
God, it was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, just look up Dodger fan, and chances are Google's gonna fill in the rest for you.
Yeah, right. What's his thought process, though? You think that he thought they were going to take it easy on him because it's like a special moment here?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. He thought that he was going to be the sweetest guy in Los Angeles and propose in the middle of Dodger Stadium, and he thought that the security guards would come up and probably escort him off, but wouldn't. I don't think he probably didn't
humiliate him like that.
God, I mean, it was hilarious.
I mean, he's pretty much going to be a meme forever now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, that's something you could do in the stands, too. But he's like, no, I'm going to do it on the field.
Right. He probably thought people, propose at every game. There's a proposal.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to go on the field.
Hey, shout out to the security guy, though, taking his job serious. It's hard to find good workers these days.
I know.
It's hard to find good employees these days.
Yeah, people griping about nobody wants to work. That some bitch wants to work.
He showed up with his lunch pail. Have you guys seen that video? Randy from Lamb of God, a metal band, pretty big metal band, a pretty big deal in the metal world. And he was like walking up the sort of platform to the stage to perform. He's the lead singer of like one of the most famous metal bands in the world right now. And he's walking up, and you know how they'll have like the little ID badge or whatever, something hanging from their neck or something else. He didn't have it on him, and the security guard, this lady, like stopped him, like, no, you can't go in. And he's like, ma'am, I'm getting ready to I'm walking to the stage to perform, and she's like, not having it. And somebody had to like vouch for Randy, like, no, he's getting ready. You're getting ready to turn around and see him with a mic,
right,
on front of the stage in front of like 20,000 people.
Right,
we can let him go. But that's somebody I can appreciate somebody takes their job serious. Shout out to that security guard, Dodgers.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, that was great.
She said yes. Do we know?
She said yeah. I saw an interview this morning. She showed her ring. Yep. She.
Congrats to those. Congrats to that felon.
I think they're going to make it. I think those kids are going to make the start off on the right foot. By him, he had spent 3 hours in the holding cell.
Yeah, she bailed him out.
Yeah.
Were the people cheering the engagement, or was it like the Bounty Gate type tackle?
Oh no, it was speared. Yeah, he would have been ejected, I think.
Yeah, but no, they weren't cheering the tackle. They were kind of like, "Come on, man, come on." He was just proposing. He didn't want to hurt anybody.
It was in between innings, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't a ball hitting.
No.
Man, selfishly, I always want them to keep the camera on the runners, the field runners, the naked guys, or the whatever, because I want to see that. But I understand why. I mean, that's their job, right? They're out on the field, and security is an issue, especially these days. You never know what you're going to get. But I always selfishly keep the camera on him.
Right.
Joe Buck, they'll shoot away to something else on the camera and be like, we have a field runner. They're announcing that what's happening, but you don't get to see it a lot of times,
right?
Which is intentional. This is the Barn Radio Show, live from the barn, courtesy of Dirt Road FM. Tune in every Wednesday morning to hear us, and the replay on Saturday on our YouTube channel. We'll be back after this.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, he won't be able to hear us.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, not too much. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. We're just sitting here doing a little radio show.
Nice.
Yeah. Me, Chad, Whack. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I didn't need anything. I just wanted to call and check in with you, see how everything was going, but sounds like everything's going pretty good.
Yeah, everything's good here, man. Everything's good.
Good.
Just hanging out. Did you get any tornadoes or anything roll through your place?
No, we had some tornadic activity.
Yeah.
But
now what?
But no.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Good.
No, it was just super windy. We had some branches come out of the trees, but other than that, it wasn't anything too crazy. So.
Yeah. All right.
I did get my car stuck in a neighbor's yard.
Oh yeah. Well, what happened there?
I wanted it so our golf cart is in Kenny's storage unit.
Yeah.
And I was going to go get it. And my friend I used to work with at Budweiser lives right down the street. And, dude, we just it just dumped rain for like 15 minutes. And that was it. Then it just quit.
Yeah.
And I called him. And I said, hey, I'm going to go get that trailer. He said, yeah, that's fine. Go get it, whatever.
Goodness, this
I
is
pulled in
boring.
his backyard. I was like, this is a terrible idea.
This is awful.
Is this what we had signed up for?
And, yeah. So got stuck. Had to move this 10-foot trailer by myself and push it away from my car so I had room to get back out onto the road. It was a nightmare.
Sounded like it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was
Quite the story.
that was pretty boring story, Brian. I got you playing on the radio here, and I was really
we just lost 7 listeners.
Yeah, I was really hoping you'd say something. I was really hoping you'd have a funny story.
Amanda said, Brian's debut is so exciting.
I said I got you on the radio. I said, but
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you guys were on a break or something.
no, we're live, buddy.
Live and in person.
Yeah, well, not in person. We're on the phone, and you're.
Are these how the conversations usually go?
I thought you'd come up with a. I hadn't talked to you in a few days. I thought you'd have something built up, but I guess just the old truck stuck in the neighbor's yard was all you got, huh?
Yeah, I got nothing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been pretty boring around.
That's how we like it, though.
Hey, that's okay, man. That's okay. This time last week it wasn't too boring, so we'll
that's right.
We'll take boring. We'll take boring this week. All right, buddy. Well, I'll let you go, and I'll give you a holler sometime this weekend.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right, we'll see you.
Whack, that conversation lasted longer than we've ever talked on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did you add them all up together?
Yeah.
Bring them back.
I'm telling you, and
By far.
that's nothing.
You let him go early.
I had
He
to.
more in that.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. Sometimes you just got to make shit up. You gotta say, hey, I gotta.
Hey, my heart's stopping, Brian. Can I call you back?
Hey, hey, listen, Amanda's calling me. I gotta see what she needs. And I mean,
She's sitting next to you.
she's sitting right next to me. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to, man. It'll go on forever.
Shout out that brother Brian.
Man, he's good people.
He loves you.
'Cause that's the thing. He lives 4 hours away. The only family he has there, and I say only, it's not a bad thing, but he has no immediate family there. It's his wife, kids,
Right.
in-laws and stuff. His wife's family's there, and they're good people. But our mom and dad and our side, they're 4 hours away.
Sure.
And so he likes to, I think he just writes everything down like Dear Diary. And then just all at once, I mean, he'll just bombard you with.
Dear Abby, we had a golf cart that got stuck in the water and a tornado.
Right, and moved a trailer by myself. And I mean,
I guess if you're ever tired and you want to go to bed, just call your brother up.
Right.
And just pass out.
Right. It's kind of one of those where it's like, you're going, oh, really? Oh, no.
Oh, right.
I'll be damned. Oh.
Where they don't pick up the cue that where you're checked way out of the conversation. Like you said, it's all those buzzwords.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, tell me more.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So no, he's good as gold though. If I said I need you to come pick me up, he would drive 4 hours away to come get me. So
Good.
Good people.
Good guy. He's excited about that Nelly playing the state fair in what, September or August?
Dude, I did not tell you this. Oh, man. So I'm under anesthesia, right? And so they get ready to put it in my IV, and they say, okay, you're getting ready to get tired. And I can feel myself going under, right?
Yeah.
And so I say, okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit, because I knew I was going out. And so when I'm sleeping or when I'm under, I don't know what the hell you call, but in my head was It's All in My Head by Nelly and Tim McGraw.
Great song.
And I sing it over and over again.
Right.
In my head. And so I'm like, why the hell was that in my head? And I'm like, I know why. Because I've been talking about Nelly being at the state fair.
Yeah, with your brother repeatedly,
Right.
weekly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll be dang. So yeah, I went to sleeping with anesthesia with Nelly.
That's why I think, man, those dreams, we always sometimes think, oh, that dream doesn't mean anything. I think that's your subconscious telling you something, or there's some kind of connection.
Telling me we need to go to the concert.
Yeah, hey, maybe. What do you guys think about deja vu? You guys get deja vu?
Yeah.
What's that
I
about?
haven't in a long time.
Really?
I heard it was it might have been even a smell or something that kind of
Triggers something?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if they know.
I don't know who they are, but nobody
They are
knows.
either.
Call
Nobody.
Brian back up, see if he knows what deja vu is.
Oh,
Other
God.
than
They are.
yeah.
Right.
Let's find out who they are first,
Right.
and then what deja vu is.
Right. But no, yeah, I've had it before, but yeah, you can't explain it.
I think it's just one of the oddest feelings.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I've been here before, and this has happened before.
Right.
I don't want to get too heady and too like deep into the waters here, but I almost feel like it's something more than just it's a coincidence or something. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling.
So I got a feeling you don't even want to talk about it. Like, I think you're uncomfortable talking about
I'll put the movie on with Deja Vu with
it. Denzel?
Denzel. You ever see that movie?
No.
I think it's a pretty good movie. Deja Vu. Freaks me out though. And why is it just like a couple seconds where you're like, I've been here before it catches on?
Right.
And then you're like, I've been here before, and then it like kind of goes away.
A little glitch in the matrix.
I know, and sometimes then you're like, oh God, I remember this. I've been here before. Then you're trying to snap yourself out of it. You're like, okay, get back to real life.
I don't know. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, it is.
One of those things that we don't have the answer to, I don't think.
And then we really don't think about it until it happens. Like, I haven't thought about deja vu, and I mean, you don't think about it.
Speaking of movies, we just got through Oscar season.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Oscars at all?
No. I'd take that back. I did watch the opening monologue.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I watched that, but that was it. That's about the only thing I have.
Jimmy Kimmel's a pretty good host.
He is.
Would you agree?
He is, and some of his jokes were funny. Some of them were cheesy and probably meant to be cheesy.
Right.
But I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right.
I've heard that the host will sometimes get sort of like the thing with the head coach where they get too much credit sometimes.
Right.
And not enough because like you hear the joke and you think Jimmy Kimmel wrote that joke. And
Right.
It's like a team of 20 writers.
Right.
Some of them pretty
Right.
famous writers for sitcoms and joke writers and comedians or whatever. So you're hearing it. He's the one saying it, but it's probably coming from somewhere else.
Right. Now, what I did watch the Adam Sandler got the Mark Twain Award for comedy. I did watch that.
It was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. I got real tired of everybody kissing his ass, though.
I think that's the point, though, right?
I guess maybe. I mean, because I've watched him before. Like, I watched the one with Jon Stewart. It wasn't one with Jon Stewart was killer.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, I laughed. I mean, don't get me wrong. But I guess it is kind of the point. You're kissing his ass. Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, and I think there was some like good time jokes where they were kind of rubbing him a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
But I saw that as well. I really enjoyed it.
Because I thought the funniest part was when David Spade got out there and was like, "Listen, just kill the teleprompter for a minute." He goes, "I don't want to read anything. I want to I want to speak from the heart." And he sits there for a second and goes, "Never mind, just turn it back on. I can't think of anything."
I got nothing.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
But no, I thought that was good. But yeah, I didn't watch the Oscars, man. I haven't seen the Oscars in years. It's hard to get into, multimillionaires patting each other on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Well, I just had an issue last year where the guy assaulted somebody and then he won best actor of the year, and he's up there crying, but not because he's being arrested, because he's winning an award. I was like, what world are we living in? Like,
Right.
Hollywood is just like so far out of touch.
Right.
And I know Jimmy kind of took some shots at that, which is rightfully so. If
Yeah.
he wouldn't have, that would have been even more weird.
Right.
But I kind of bring it up because like I almost sometimes in past years, I haven't done it in a while, but I'll try to watch most of the ones that are nominated for best film.
Yeah.
Just to kind of have a vested interest. And I like movies as an art form, and I can appreciate them. But man, these new ones and some of the winners, I didn't see any movie that they talked about. We watched, I'd say maybe half of the Oscars, and I couldn't tell you a single movie They might have mentioned Top Gun at one point, which I seen that, but that was about it.
Right.
It was like a list that I was not aware of. I didn't know, didn't see anything. Brian texted you there.
Yeah.
See, you look down at your phone there.
Yeah, he texted me. Yeah, Brian. He said, had I known we were on the radio, I could have come up with a better story. LOL. I'm always sitting on the crack salad story, which, yeah, I'll have him. That's for another time.
Yeah, we do. I think we are planning on something with him calling in at some point.
Yeah.
Getting him on these airwaves.
Yeah. But the thing about, I'm like you, I didn't see any of the movies. I don't see a lot of movies to begin with, unless they're, like my son's 7. So we go to a lot of basically 7-year-old movies.
Yeah.
Like he cannot wait for Super Mario movie.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Us too, bud. We are excited about that
He
one.
is pumped about that. We went and saw, which against our better judgment, a couple weeks ago, we went and saw the new Shazam movie. Forget Fury of the Gods or something like that. So he had seen the commercials for Shazam, and I told him, you do good in school or whatever, we'll take it. And of course he did good in school. So me and my wife took him, and it was by far, I would say, the worst movie I've seen in 45 years.
Oh.
It was halfway through it. I look at him, I go, you doing okay? And he goes, I don't know why I wanted to see this movie.
You and me both, bud.
Yeah. And I said, you want to go? And he goes, no. He goes, I'll watch the rest of it. And I said, all right. But it was awful.
Took one for the team.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah.
I remember the first Shazam with Shaq
Yeah.
as a genie. So is this Shazam 2 or something completely different?
Oh, no. He's like some superhero. He's like,
really?
Yeah. It's a superhero movie. This is the second one, which maybe that's why I didn't like it. I didn't see one.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to see one in order. I didn't get it.
You were lost.
Yeah, all the characters and stuff. I was out.
I think Shaq comes out of like a genie bottle and he's like a genie. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Not this one. This dude's white.
different.
This dude's white.
Maybe you missed that in the first one.
maybe some have. Yeah. Maybe you're right.
Some skin pigment. This is the Barn Radio Show live from the barn, courtesy of Dirt Road FM. We'll be back after this. Hi, and welcome back to the Barn Radio Show live from the Barn Studio in Southeast Missouri, courtesy of Dirt Road FM. You guys, how you been? Good?
Yeah, great.
You like this radio stuff, Whack?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just make fun of your family. You just make fun of everything. Yeah, and people listen for some reason. But we appreciate you tuning in. You catch us every Wednesday morning, and the replay's on our YouTube channel on Saturday. Go like and subscribe and share out our content. All that stuff is so meaningful, so we appreciate you doing that. Boys, I had a moment today.
What'd you have, buddy?
So my hair is kind of like, I think what they call is like when I go to the barber, I ask for a gentleman's haircut.
Really?
Where it kind of goes over this way because I'm a gentleman.
Right.
It goes over this way. It's sort of like that part, right?
Is that part on the right side or the
Yeah,
left side?
so it's my right side, right?
So that'd be my left.
So I kind of have a right.
Right.
Unless you're behind me.
Which
I
never am.
right.
Wink, wink.
Sure.
What did I come to?
So I bring all that up because I kind of naturally have a comb over.
Okay.
Right, because it's just how I fix my hair. And when I go to work, I fix my hair up and whatever, try to look professional. So I just fix my hair up like I normally do, try to have a professional look. I got to at least look the part.
Right.
Because I'm exposed as soon as I start to talk. So at least they're like, well, he looks nice. Right, so I sort of naturally have a comb over, and I fix it so much that it sort of like shapes my hair to always be that way.
Right.
Well, I don't know what happened, but I kind of looked down, like I was looking down, and then I like quickly looked up and caught an image of the bald spot that I'm acquiring in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. Dude, I got like dizzy. You want to talk about like deja? I like got dizzy for a second because I've always had that hair like on my side. Most of my buddies are bald, so I just go around and like just wave my finger, run my fingers through it all the time, and just like show off, like, oh, it's so windy out here today.
Yeah, Fabio.
Taking pictures, selfies of himself.
So when you get that, selfies, like the right angle, like, man, at one point you're like, man, that dude's got it. He's handsome. They don't realize I'm 4'3", like 400 pounds, like in the right lighting, bud. I could look it.
Johnny Bravo.
I seen that spot today, and I knew you can kind of run your fingers through your hair and tell. But to see it in real life, in real time,
Game changing.
Yeah.
man, all of a sudden my knees started to hurt. It's like all the old age just kicked in right there. So my question is,
Okay.
what's worse? Is it the balding in the front or the bald spot in the back?
100% in the back.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Why would you say in the back?
Well, because
That's where you're, not where you're going.
This is where you follow up with words.
well, I think I wasn't prepared for a rebuttal. I wasn't prepared for a debate.
well-
I just think it is because you get that back there, it just looks funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like in the front, because whenever I started to go bald, like I was receding, but I could still, I still had a full head of hair. But I mean, like if you started to go, Chad, recede in the front, you can still pull it off. You got some thick ass long hair. You could ride it off a little longer. You get that patch in the back, you're stuck.
It's hard to hide.
You're stuck.
It's hard to hide.
I mean, then your hat.
yeah,
Your hat from here on. Your hat from here on out.
You got to shave it, and you got to accept the fact, and then that's your new life.
Yeah, your hat or shave.
Your hat, and sometimes both, like you are right now.
Yeah, and I don't know why I threw a hat. I hardly ever wear a hat over here. I don't know why I did tonight.
Yeah, maybe you subconsciously knew we were going to talk about it,
I guess maybe.
even though I brought it up 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got that too. And especially now that my hair's so long, it does look weird. You're definitely right about that. I just saw it the other day, but you'll forget about it. Like, that's why I would go with, I would prefer it on the back, because I don't see that until you were 40-something years old when you saw it, right?
And I kind of knew some stuff was happening, but I didn't think once you see it, then it's like, oh my gosh, when did this happen?
Yeah.
You think it's a little bit or whatever. But I'm with you. I think the back is way worse than the front. The front you can almost make look cool, like I don't know, where you kind of got the arches or whatever. You can sort of make it look cool or comb it down.
Yeah.
There's really no hiding the back.
Right.
You got to really like trump it out, like grow this way out and then like wrap it around to cover it all.
See, I mean, I got both. So, I started in the front, and then, I mean, it was seriously like a month later. I mean, it just all came out.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I gradually started losing it. I would say I was in my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm. You usually do it early, I think.
And then by the time I was 32, I was bald like this.
I've heard them say that if you have hair at 35, you're going to have it the rest of your life.
Yeah, apparently that's not the case, because I had a lot of hair when I was 35, and it seems like I don't have as much anymore. But I think it is it's sort of a life changer. Like once you do the shave thing, right? Like once you shave it, you're like, this is the rest of my life now.
Right. And I don't go the Bic razor. I don't, I'm not the Bic razor guy. I'll shave the very top of my head, and then I use a one guard on the sides. And I do that about once every 10 days.
So shave the top of your head, and it's longer on the sides and the back?
Uh-huh.
They're like Bozo the Clown look, like where it's got the very top.
Yeah. That's what I go for.
He's got a bald mullet.
Well, I mean, it's not long. This is about as long as it gets. I mean, it's not going to get much longer than this.
Yeah.
So like I said, I did about every 10 days.
What about grays?
Oh, yeah. I'm full of them.
Yeah. What's worse, bald or grays?
Bald.
I don't know, man, because look, I've been fighting them both for a decade now. And listen, I found a woman who accepts them both. And so I think now I'm just like, I don't care.
We're not going back. You wouldn't consider, like, I've seen a commercial for like the paint stuff that you put on.
Right.
I don't have a whole lot of grays on my head yet, but I definitely have some in my beard here.
Oh, I forgot. I got one for you. So I leave the hospital. Doctor gives me some medicine, right, to keep my heart beating at a normal rhythm. And so my wife's looking at and we're home, and I'd already taken it for a few days. And my wife's looking at the side effects. And one of the side effects of this medicine, I shit you not, may cause hair to grow.
That's what you've been waiting on, right?
And so I'm like, huh. So I don't think really anything about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna be like a chia pet. It's just not all gonna come back. She goes, what would you do if all your hair came back on your head? She's like, what would you do? What would you tell people? And I'm like, well, I'd tell them that I'm taking this. Like, nobody's going to believe me.
Right. No. Like, that's a wig, dude.
Right.
That's a wig.
Getting plugs. I know it. I'm going to go tell people. I'm starting to rumor now.
That's expensive, too, those plugs.
Yeah. But this.
How much did he spend on that hair?
Yeah. So.
And it doesn't even look like his real hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the side effects of this mess. And so I'm waiting one of these days, I'm going to come over and I'm going to have a luscious head of hair.
Like, who the hell is this? Yeah. So you wouldn't, so like in my situation, it's not something you would like do the coloring to try to get some of the grays out. Are you trying to hold on to the youthfulness, or you just accept it at this point?
I've accepted. I mean, you're not going to go backwards. You're only getting older.
It's a losing battle.
Yeah.
You're only getting older. I mean, because once you start, I mean, you can't stop.
Right.
It's not going to.
One day you're fully gray like Santa Claus.
Right.
It's like sharp black.
Right. And then you're going to get like roots and.
Yeah.
It seemed to me, though, I think you touched on it. Like, it all comes back. It happens quickly. Like,
yes.
It's like all the things I did that bad for my body or whatever when I was young, like hit me all at once.
Yeah.
Dude, I so agree to that. When I've told this story before. When I was 35, I still felt invincible.
Yes.
Like I can go out and play pickup basketball. I can still do anything. Maybe, and even at some points, I was maybe one of the best shapes of my life. And then like 38 hit, and it's like all my testosterone goes like, peace, we're out of here. And then it's like your whole world changes after that.
Yeah.
That's like what it felt like to me, like hitting a wall.
Yeah. Yep. Same here.
And I'm sure I didn't help my cause. You probably didn't with some of your past stuff either, right?
Probably not. I probably sped up the aging process a little bit.
Right. Remember all that stuff we used to do back in the day?
Yeah, remember how fun that was?
I once took some testosterone, right? I went to, I think it's from kidney stones, but they did some blood tests, and they said, you're really low on this, so let's give you some. And I'm like, okay. I was kind of freaked out by that. Like, I'm low in this manly thing. That's probably not good for me, you know? But I didn't read the package. And so they gave me this, I thought one little shot. No, it was supposed to be two. I took them all of it at once, and I felt 10 years younger, instantly.
Really?
Yes, I was ready to go do everything.
Like energy level,
your mood, I mean, everything changed that moment. And then it lasted for like 2 weeks, and then it went away.
Huh.
Oh, back to this.
Back to being old.
That was a fun couple weeks. Glad we had that little vacation. Yeah, man, I think, that was hard seeing in the mirror today.
Yeah.
But
right.
Just accept it, man.
You'll be all right.
And I think it's just you accept it and you learn how to adapt. And you being this age that we are in our 40s, there's new kinds of fun.
Right.
Right? Like, successful bit, whatever it is for somebody. It's you kind of redefine yourself, I guess, when you get to that age. At least I hope. I'm waiting on it anyway.
Right, because the thing with going bald as a male, especially at a young age, the first thing you're thinking about is, chicks. Oh man, I'm 28 years old and I'm going bald.
Yeah.
You think about chicks.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, we're not after chicks.
Right.
I mean, our wives don't care if we have hair or not.
They probably do.
They probably do. My wife would love to run her fingers through my hair. I know she would.
Fabio.
Yeah, she would love to, but she drew the short straw. I don't know.
Yeah. I remember, I don't think he'd mind us talking about this, but do you remember, we have a friend, real close friend of yours as well, Anthony.
Yes.
Called him Twan. I remember the day that he decided to, I'm just going to shave my head the rest of it, because we grew up and he always had long hair,
ponytail.
Yeah, like a ponytail, like 1970s, sticks or something. And we were in Florida, and for some reason we kind of had some drinks and whatever. Like, let's shave all of our heads. And he shaved it, and he was like, I kind of like this look. He just stuck with it ever since then. So it kind of happened on a whim, I think, anyway. And he just, hey, let's roll with this. I got a new look. Yeah, it's the Barn Radio Show, and we're just embracing our age and embracing what we are and what we aren't, right?
That's it, man. That's
what it is.
All we can do.
We hope you guys are doing the same out there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all your support. You can tune in every week and hear us, probably, and on Wednesday mornings, and the replays on Saturdays, and we'll find out where Chuck is and bail him out of jail. Until next time, see you guys.
That's it.